How's it going, everyone? Mike here. It's the end of the month, and I wanted to do a Q&A video for a while, and I figured, you know what, this is a good time to do this. I actually wanted to do a whole video on this question here because I get this one often, I would say, and I probably will do that as well. But I wanted to kind of maybe tackle about 5, 6 questions. We'll see how long this video goes, and just try to answer some of the questions that you guys have. And starting with this one. This one is actually a really good one, and as we go through this, you guys will see what I'm talking about because people really are interested in that, I guess, topic. Literally, like any advice for tier 10 people, how do you get out? And if you even if you Google this, you'll get a bunch of suggestions, and I actually agree with those suggestions. Tier 10 is tricky, right? Because you're starting out. So depending on your situation and your I guess level of expertise, uh, it will be different, and it will also be different for people depending on how much money they have. The number one thing is to simply get out of the tier. And how do you do that? If you have money, the most suggested answer, and not just by me, but by most people, is to buy yourself out. Buy your own shirts, get out of the tier, and start listing. I actually, if I was to say what my biggest mistake with merch has been over the years, it was actually staying in tier 10 and tier, I think it was 25. I actually can't remember the levels anymore. For a year, almost a year, and honestly, like I was working so hard, I was excited to even have a Merch by Amazon account, and then it was so hard to get out of the tier. It didn't honestly, it didn't matter for me what I was doing, but if I had just bought myself out, it really would have helped. Some of the other advice, and let's actually find the other one that's on a similar topic because there were a few follow-up questions. But basically, let me just see. Basically, here it is. What I would say, in my mind, this is what I would suggest. Buy yourself out if you have money. If you have money, run a few ads. And I know that probably at tier 10, you don't have ads enabled through Amazon. So I would say, Pinterest is amazing. Facebook is amazing for ads. Instagram. So whatever you want to do. But again, this all involves spending money, right? And then if you don't want to spend any money, I think it might actually, you might have to put some time into it, wait, or do some very, very specific research and really play with your pricing. Maybe try not to earn any money that month or for as long as you're in tier 10. So maybe list your products at $13 or whatever the case is. Did any tips for getting out of tier 10? That's it. Did you work alone designing or buy designs? What about listings? How do you create them or use that? So let's do this one. Did you work alone? So I personally started when I got enabled or when I got approved for Merch by Amazon is maybe around the exact same time when I actually learned what POD was, print on demand. Before that I was doing a lot of just ordering things in bulk and selling them on eBay, selling them on some of the other sites, but mostly eBay. And then when I actually discovered, I think it was Etsy's digital products, and I said to myself, hold on a second, I can actually create things, people can buy them, and I don't have to do anything. For me, it was kind of part of the attraction for me was the automation of it all. You do things, you invest time and work into a project, and then on an ongoing basis there's a return. And in this case it was a monetary return, collecting royalties. So was I working alone? Absolutely. And for a whole year, if not longer, I had the crappiest designs. I didn't do any research on keywords. It was honestly just kind of like a shot in the dark, and you can see that in my results as well. But that's kind of where I started from. It was absolutely no skill, no experience, and that's how I kind of you know, like I said, how I started. What about listing? How do you create it using this? Right now, what I've done is I will buy designs in bulk. I did a video on that, and where you basically buy like 5,000 designs for, you know, 10, 20 bucks, 30 bucks. But those are designs that you don't have a license for, so you have to edit them, you have to change them, or just maybe like even like use them as a template. So I work on those. I also work on creating new designs. For example, if they're text-based designs, I do use Canva, so canva.com, and there's an automation through Merch Titans Automation that will, for example, if I write, and this is going to be the simplest example of what I'm talking about, but for example, you can put a number on a t-shirt and then run a Google Chrome extension that will change those numbers according to the spreadsheet that you've uploaded. And this is what you do for like what they call scalable designs. So you can say, for example, you know, born in, and then you don't change that text, but you only change the year. And then, you know, within a few minutes, you will have 100 designs because you've uploaded the text to be changed from, you know, 1990, let's say 1950 to 2021, right? So you would have those 70 designs. So that kind of answers that. Do I run ads? I don't run ads. I run one ad that's maybe like $1 or $2. I can't even remember. I haven't looked at that in a while. I've experimented with ads. I've put out a video on ads, and again, I'm gonna say what I've said before. It's not simple to run ads. It involves a lot of research. It involves a lot of money to test things out, and yeah, it's not a simple thing. So awesome to see this. I feel like we've started around the same time. This is good, and I've included which video this was attached to. This is just a comment, no question. A lot of these designs use a word gift in title or brand. Is this allowed? Again, I did talk about this in one of the other videos. Basically, gift is not encouraged by Amazon. I think people have given me feedback and basically said that they still use those words, and listings do get approved. They're not rejected based on that term. But I think what Amazon is saying is they don't encourage it because it's kind of like playing with the search engine optimization, and this is one of the, like, I guess ways that people load or include inaccurate information in their descriptions, and that's what Amazon does not want. So it is not encouraged. I don't use it ever since they implemented that policy, but some people do, and they love it. They don't care what Amazon says. I'm very careful with merch. I don't want any problems, so I definitely don't. Love from Morocco, same here. Love you guys. Man, I went away for a week. Pumping out videos, sales have been nuts. Yep, last couple of weeks, this whole month, actually, my sales have been doing really well, and it's thanks to that one product that's taken off, and I love it. Jim Jones, man, I love you. You're one of the first subscribers. I really appreciate that. Amazing sales. I'm in tier 1000. Uploading 40 to 50 designs a day is tough. Getting about quarter sales, 1 to 4, I guess 1 to 4 sales a day so far. Hope that would increase in Q4. Only been doing this for a year, working a full-time job. Victor, man, good job. Those sales are amazing. I think if I didn't have that one product, where right now I'm getting, you know, 15 to 20 sales a day, I would be, you know, maybe just slightly higher than you, and I am at tier 20,000. So good for you. I get 1,000, you know, products a day up with probably, you know, 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 designs sometimes, but I would say my average is maybe 20 to 30. Liked and subscribed. Curious, what type of strategy are you using? The strategy right now is I'm going through different categories and niches systematically. I rarely chase a trend. I do. I don't want to say I don't at all. Once in a while, I'll sit down and do some serious research through Merch Informer, and then pump out, you know, maybe 50, 60 designs. which will get me, you know, maybe 2,000 products up there in a certain niche or multiple niches. But the strategy right now is I'm playing the long-term game. I want to have a product in every single category or niche that you can think of, you know, from gifts for firefighters to army veterans, like dog lovers, ice cream lovers, whatever you can think of. That's the system I'm using, and that's kind of my strategy. I wish I even had 10 products that would sell one a day. I know people probably have 100 products that sell one or more a day, but I'm not there yet. And then there was a response, 100 products selling once a day would change everything. I agree. And I think this was one of the videos where I was talking about a strategy where people would, you know, list products that hopefully sell one a day or one a week. And when you multiply that with, you know, 100,000 products, you get some pretty solid sales. Amazing, thank you. Don't know how I bumped into this. This is a good clip. I think this person's promoting another channel. Good for you, Mr. Star, M Star Tutorials. Cooking single. Thanks for always leaving comments. I really appreciate it. 500 rejected. I actually responded to this from my experience and other people's feedback. 500 doesn't seem that much for a tier 20,000. It really honestly depends. I've gotten rejections, for example, on like 3 or 4 designs, and that is already, you know, 200 to 300 rejections, because if I'm posting one design to 64 products, and right now what is it, 66 with the Japanese phone cases, that means that if one of my designs or one of my descriptions gets rejected, that totals 66 rejections. So I've actually I remember uploading something like 100 products, 100 designs, and there were about, you know, Second Amendment and guns, right, like all that, right, like guns and firearms, and I included the kids fit type, and all of them were rejected, and you know, that's more than 500 right there. So apparently, you know, if you're not really pushing it with the types of rejections, and your account will be in good standing. Imagine when you hit 10,000 designs, double the sales. Yes, Victor, I actually agree. I think this was just a sales update where I was talking about, you know, I'm reaching almost 100,000 products up with only about 5,000 designs. And you know, I'm watching videos on YouTube where people have, you know, 100,000 designs. They have 170,000 designs. Compared to my 5,000 designs, and you know, and I'm already happy with the sales that I get right now. So yes, I actually agree, and that's kind of my game plan. I'm okay waiting, you know, 3 more years to get to that point if I have to, because I'm convinced that for as long as merch is staying in business, I will continue to grow, because I know that I'm not going to get lazy. I'm not giving up on this platform. Saffron, great videos. Congrats on your designs taking off. Thank you. I appreciate that. What's my price strategy? I've actually tested out a few different strategies. I've started with, you know, my standard t-shirts and premium being at $19.99 and just going for that $4 to $5 profit margin on each sale. And for the last couple of months, I've started pricing my products much lower. I've actually probably uploaded I don't even know, let's guess like 500 designs, which would be, you know, thousands of products at lower prices, and it has made no difference. My new products are not spiking. There's not an increase in sales when it comes to those products. There's an increase in sales overall, but not because of that, because it's my older products that are taking off. So that's my price strategy. I think I'm going to go back pretty soon to pricing products, starting with standard t-shirts at $19.99, premiums $19.99, and so on. I'm not going to go for that lower price margin or royalty margin. Double digits. Cooking single again, thank you. I really appreciate that. I see you have more. I see you have more 500. I guess more than 5,000 products listed. What kinds of designs do you make? Illustrations. So I've responded to this. My priority is always illustrations and elaborate graphic designs. After that, it's kind of like quotes and sarcastic humor. I've noticed that this category sells really well, and everything else after, like I said, I want to have a product in every single category, even if it's like a number, just, you know, 1 on a t-shirt. I want those kinds of designs up, because like I said, I'm gonna hit that 1,000,000 products live one day, and we'll see what the sales are like. Okay, in the interest of time, I'm gonna wrap it up. Let's see if there's one more question that I can answer. This is about Wish. I'm gonna stick to merch by Amazon. Benny, dang, I'm also at tier 20,000 like you, but sales are low, less than 10 sales per day, and no other design really sells like you. Honestly, that's me. Like I said, I have one product that's responsible for, you know, half of my sales. I want more products like that. But yep, been there. It's honestly like, just don't get discouraged. It's hard. People don't realize that this is a business. A lot of gurus out there are telling you that if you buy their course, everything's going to be fine. You just have to follow those steps. But again, it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take, you know, people telling you that, hey, you're into your 20,000, excuse me, why aren't you making $1 million a year? Yeah, give it a shot, you know, and you know, once you go through your ups and downs, and if you're still around and motivated like me, then we'll talk. I definitely want to stay positive. Like I said, I always talk about being motivated, being encouraged, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to wrap it up here, just in the interest of time. I'm going to continue, depending on the reception of this video. I can talk about this kind of stuff all day long. I actually love the longer format of these videos, and I actually like the engagement that I get from you guys, so I love it. Please always ask questions in the comments. Share your opinions, because again, I really want this channel to be about us sharing ideas, supporting each other, and then actually learning from each other. So if you know something that somebody, you know, in tier 10 is asking, share that with them. Share those comments, and as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon.